It's officially 2026. I will no longer rage bait. This will be the year of peace, love, kindness, and positivity. Happy New Year to everyone out there. Except for everyone that worked out what's season 3. Hey, am I right? Bro ain't lasting 3 fucking days. He says he ain't gonna delete tweets anymore. He straight up was making some claims. That's fucking insane to me. And the topic of today's video is not Higurama saying bait used to be believable. The topic of today's video is actually based on this. Because I saw this and I was like, wait a minute. Does he have a point? Rudy from Mushoku Tensei is a great character. JC staff shouldn't be working on a popular anime. Chainsaw Man movie over Demon Slayer movie. Animation is just as important as story. One Piece is better than Bleach and Naruto? Why did he say hoodweeb at the end? That's not a take. Okay, the last part, that's not a take. You're just saying hoodweeb. What about hoodweebs? You should have said, nah, he pussied out. He was in the middle of saying hoodweebs are this and that, you know? But nah. Okay, let's break this apart. Because I was reading this and I was like, wait a minute. Does he have a point? So let's analyze this. If we think about Rudy from Mushoku Tensei as a great character, would you guys consider Rudius to be a great character? Great here, I think, has different meanings for everybody. This has nothing to do with morality, ethics, what a good person is in a show, right? I think a great character can be an absolute piece of shit, like Kotomine Kire, right? One of my favorite characters in Fate is this character. This is a man of God, a supposed priest. He's a fucking evil piece of shit that just gets off on the tragedy of others. But he's such a compelling character for reasons that I'm not going to spoil. The way that his character arc concludes in Fate Heaven's Feel is beyond peak writing. And that's why I think he's great, right? So again, if you come from a perspective of a good character has nothing to do with whether or not like you like him or not, right? It's not about like, even like characters that I dislike, like Rudius, I would acknowledge that, yes, he's a great character. Why? Because this is a character who has a second chance after being a fat piece of shit degenerate to go to a different world and to, you know, hopefully redeem himself. Now, redeem and redemption is a very condemning word whenever you apply it to Rudius, because there's a lot of video essays talking about it's actually not a redemption story. He actually has, some people think that there's nothing that he's actually doing better, or that some people think that there's no sins that he made, therefore he's not redeeming himself. I think that he was a filthy degenerate piece of shit that goes on to have other experiences in a new world, where then he's reminded of the past exact trauma from the past in the real world and ties into that to come with a solution. Yeah, he gets away with a lot more degenerate shit because now he's like a cute Shota, you know, he's like a European model. I think that's how they describe him, right? So of course with the good looks, he's going to be getting away with the lustful degeneracy. But to say that there is no development, or that there's no growth, or there's no, you know, actual good writing in Rudius, I think is very dishonest, and it's coming from somebody that just despises him because he's a degenerate. Again, if you think about it, whether or not someone's a good character or not has nothing to do with their like morality, ethics, you know, alignment to good or evil. I care about the writing, the development of said character. And from what I've seen from season 1 and 2, I think he is a great character. So I'll give him that. I'll actually give him that. JC staff shouldn't be working on popular anime. Nah, I don't agree. You know why? Any list, JC staff. I say that because Danmachi exists. I say that because Toru exists. Now, are these great anime? It's up for debate, right? Popular anime. Would you say Danmachi and Toru, for example, that's about to get a 4th season, you know, Railgun, would you say this is popular anime? It's pretty niche. It's not like a Chainsaw Man. It's not like a Demon Slayer. This is a very niche anime it's got a hardcore audience, and I think it's sizable too, right? I think Toru is popular, but it's not like super mainstream popular. You know what I mean? I'm actually surprised at how big, you know, Toru is. Railgun, the love that this show has. It's got a very strong hardcore audience. If we conclude that these are then surpassing, you know, somehow meets that like popular threshold, JC Staff can absolutely do it. I've seen these and I've reacted to these. This is another anime that we're gonna be checking out for. I don't think this is gonna be a popular anime, right? But Mugen Gacha, that was great too. Like, you need to realize that JC Staff is absolutely capable of delivering really good animes to popular animes too, right? But obviously, because of One Punch Man season 3, Nick is extremely like Konosuba, I say, is pretty popular too, right? This is a movie, I think. Like, and even like season 2, I still rate that like a 7.5 to 8 range, where it's got moments of greatness, but not, you know, it's not all great. It's a pretty damn good anime. Like, the more I think about JC Staff, the more I realize they are capable. It's just that there's projects that maybe they shouldn't touch, like One Punch Man season 3, right? So this, I disagree with, but I understand why you're upset. So we're 1 for 2 right now. Chainsaw Man movie over Demon Slayer movie. Yep, I agree. I agree. Now, is this the pretentious, elitist take? That like, because it's an Unga Bunga show, that Chainsaw Man must be better than Demon Slayer. Like, Demon Slayer is the Unga Bunga. You know what I mean? Like people will basically, like, it's the way that people condemn Frieren versus Solo Leveling. Or the other way around. The way that people condemn Solo Leveling, because it's simple, it's action, it's battle shonen Unga Bunga, therefore garbage. Something else might as well take it. You know, there's a lot of people, I think, that are kind of like prejudiced against basic, simple action hype shows and will rate anything else beyond that. I don't think Chainsaw Man movie, though, is like giving pity points here. Like, this is not a random performative show that just happens to be better because it's being contested against an Unga Bunga. Chainsaw Man movie is actually fucking phenomenal. I haven't seen the Demon Slayer movie, so I can't really give my conclusion on that. But my gut instinct is that, like, yes, this is the correct take. You know what's a better correct take? How about that? Oh, you ain't ready for this. Nobody is ready for this take. Now, this is an even more pretentious take. Because now I'm saying, nah, this is even more art, more underrated. Hidden gem, nah. To be honest, like, I love 100 Meters. I love Chainsaw Man movie. Both movies that I reacted to actually felt something. I cried in Chainsaw Man movie. The tragic love story that could never be at the end with Reze saying, I never went to school too. That killed me inside. Oh. I didn't cry in 100 Meters, but I felt something. I was compelled. The nature of competition, what it means to strive for greatness, sacrificing everything and anything to obsess over this one goal. Yet once you reach there, then what? Are you happy? What's the point of all this? And the resolution that comes from the heart of competition and the nature of fulfillment is derived from you having fun with others. Doesn't matter if it's Olympics, high school intramurals, whatever. It's that you give it your all in the heart of competition against other people that you have fun with. That's it, right? What a great fucking message. I don't know if I'm gonna stand by this tweet, but I think I will be quote retweeting. Actually, you know what? Let's do it right now. Yeah. And it's gonna be anime glasses old man. Where is he? Where's the one? Oh, I love this one. I love this GIF. I don't know where it's from, but it's got like the most elitist toxic fucking aura. Like, look at the way he fucking tilts the Mega, and it's not even that. He just leans back and he goes like, I know I'm better than you. And then I'm gonna quote retweet this. I'm gonna quote retweet this in a day. You know what I'm gonna say? You can guess what I'm gonna say based off of this tweet. Okay? I'm gonna quote retweet this in a couple of days. Demon Slayer? Chainsaw Man 100 meters? Nah, you ain't ready for what's to come with the new projects lined up. All right, let's go back. So far, we're 2 for 3. I'm actually 2 for 3. This is crazy what this takes. Animation is just as important as story. He's right. He's right. You may hate him. He's right. This is animation. Now, to say animation is the only important thing is wrong. To say story is the only thing important, they're equal things. Now, I'll agree with this, but here's the thing. By how much does it matter? For example, I think that if there is only 2 options, right, of good story and bad animation, or a bad story and good animation, right? Let's compare these 2 ideas. I would actually prefer good story over bad animation. Because there's been a lot of animes that I've seen where the production value is fucking elite. It looks beautiful. You know what? Let's bring this up right here. Let's bring up this fucking fraud right here, bro. I'm traumatized by this. I'm actually traumatized by this anime. Where is this shit? Where is this garbage, bro? Where is it? This is a prime example of something that looks phenomenal, but with the dog shit story, I'm like, I fucking can't. It's so bad. It's written by a middle schooler, that's why it is, and apparently it gets way better later on. But this is another great example recently of like, okay, it looks phenomenal. So what? Story is fucking garbanzo. Here's an anime where it's the exact opposite. I love this anime, but I also hate it that it's gotten such a shitty fucking animation. Production value is garbage for this. I think the direction of the story is pretty good. The story and the plot is so compelling. One of my favorite isekai setups. It's the reason why I think it's so fucking phenomenal is because the way that, like, again, my favorite isekai setup is when you have a whole group of people, a class, like a students that already know each other, and there's like an established like school, like a hierarchy of like, this is the popular guy, this is, you know, the class president, you know, that's getting everyone involved, this is the hot girl, you know, this is the popular gyarus, this is the, you know, the loner, this is the, you know, the jock and whatever. And that existing relationship and how that gets conveyed over once they get new powers, it gets even more interesting. I love that social dynamic. And not only that, when they all get transported over to a different world, there's also a split in timeline of a different perspective of the main character who's in the past, and you see, you know, characters into the future doing something other stuff. And not only that, they are reincarnated in different forms. The main character is a spider, and not everybody, and there's now this identity guessing game of like, who are these characters, you know? It's so fascinating. And the story is so good, but the animation is so fucking dog shit. So I do agree, animation is just as important as story. And then beyond that, I think that I prefer story to be better. If there was only 2 options where better story, poor animation, or better animation, poor story, I'm picking better story every time. One Piece is better than Bleach and Naruto. Better at what? Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Of the big 3 that I watched growing up, I was always a Naruto head. I loved Naruto. Naruto was my entry point to anime as a child too. Well, Dragon Ball was, right? But let's talk about these 3. Naruto was very comfortable, cozy. I loved it. Naruto's, you know, themes and, you know, just like lessons of not giving up, you know, just surpassing your limits, just be a good person. These are great battle shonen, you know, themes to grow up with as a child. And then I started to watch One Piece, and it was very different, so quirky and wacky, yet the level of storytelling, it was so compelling. Robin's I Want to Live, still, man. What about Blackbeard's A Person's Dream Never Dies? Like, the enriched world building and like the setup and the storytelling nature from Oda, it's so fucking peak. Bleach was just Aura Farm. Bleach, there was never really a deep lesson that I was getting from? Bleach was cool though. I would say that if anything, Bleach is fucking hype. It's like Shibuya Incident in a way where I don't really care about the story. I'm here to watch cool hype characters do cool hype things. Motherfucker says Bankai, and I'm going, oh! There was never really a Bankai moment in Naruto, you know? Like, okay, I see Rasengan. One Piece, you know, Gear whatever is hype, yeah. But when you hear Bankai, right? So, in terms of, I'll highlight like the pros of each, right? I think Naruto, it feels kind of, now that I talk about it, what does Naruto excel at? One Piece I think excels at the storytelling and the world building and its rich themes, right? Like it's such an expansive world and it's so different how this is a battle shonen, yet I wouldn't even categorize it as a battle shonen because of how different the storytelling is. Bleach is just aura, it's hype, it's cool, the characters are sexy and hot and powers are insane and it's just fucking stylish. Naruto is cozy and comfortable and I don't know. To say that Naruto is like a very bad story too, I think is wrong. I think that like the height of Naruto storytelling, like Rock Lee and Gaara shit, oh my god. What about even Pain? I feel like the way that Pain's arc was done, I forget. I've seen this shit like many years ago. I'd have to rewatch it to remember all these different things again. But the more I think about it, I don't think Naruto's lacking either. I think all three are really good in their own regards. I would pick One Piece though. If I were to pick any of these three though, I would pick One Piece. And what is this? What is this? Thank you, Coolio, for the gifted sub. I appreciate it. I don't understand what you mean by hoodweeb. Like what does that even mean? I don't know. So this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 takes. He's right on. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm actually agreeing with this. How do you guys feel? Did Nicholas like cook with this? I low-key think he actually did.